This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
That is true. Apparently it is. Working on new intros. I listen back to the podcast and think, well, I said that yesterday. Now what do I do? Hi, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend.
How could you not with the weather? Quite honestly, it has been ridiculous. A memory popped up on my Facebook page this morning. So 3 years ago today, my kids were out doing snow angels at 7 a.m. And I don't mean like a light dusting. Like this was full on snow. Yeah. And then you look out today and you think it was the beginning of May. It is beautiful these last couple of days. Just gorgeous.
And now the kids are sitting in front of the laptops again.
Oh, yes.
In shorts.
Pretty much. I posted that picture of them doing snow angels and saying, Happy Monday. Yeah. At least it's not this. And my neighbor texted me and she said, you should have them do that again in shorts out in your front lawn, like in the grass.
That was then, today. This is now.
Exactly.
Pictures.
And I said, you know what? During recess today, we will. That's what we will go out and do.
And Nathan will look like 10 years past.
Oh, my gosh.
He's all gangly now.
And the funny thing is, because, I've been on Ben for the last week and a half because I switched the clothes and a few sleeveless shirts and shorts didn't get packed away because they had happened to be in the wash. So I was giving him trouble because he was still wearing them. I'm like, it's November. Yeah. You can't wear that.
Stop that.
And over the weekend, he was like sticking his tongue out at me and wagging his finger saying, see, Mom, see, I can wear. I'm like, don't even.
He'll pay for that when he gets older. He'll pay for that.
Oh, he'll have one just like him, and payback's a bitch.
So how long will the work stoppage? Well, now that we're into Monday and the news cycle kicks up again, here's hoping that it's a few days and we get back. Protests are going on in front of Todd Smith's office. So
MPP offices, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right across. So that's going on locally. Keep it tuned to our inquinty.ca as well as our radio station news department. And you got, how much communication did you directly get from the schools?
We got, we got the notice last Thursday from the principal about technology. Yep. So we got our technology Thursday when they came home. And then their teachers sent out messages last night.
Okay, right. So
letting us know what was happening today. Because Friday we all knew that it was going to be asynchronous. Mm-hmm. They needed to check for assignments for Friday. Last night we found out that the kids would be back in class. Now I know that's not for everybody, but at least their teachers, their classes will be online today. So we're back to online in class today.
Boys okay with that?
As okay as they can. They weren't big fans of it. I'm not a big fan of online, but it's better than nothing, I'll be honest.
And it is until the end of the year. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed this will be this week. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that it will be this week. And then Doug Ford was holding a press conference. Actually, when we were in our meeting this morning, I noticed he and Litchie were live. I couldn't hear what they were saying, of course, because we were in our meeting. But I did see the ticker come up.
What we were talking about was extremely important versus learning this information.
Yes, but they were having a press conference this morning. Whether I couldn't make out what they were saying. I couldn't read lips. So I'll have to go back and see what that is. But I'm hoping it's no longer than this week.
Let me riddle you this. And podcast listener, feel free, of course, to chime in if you like by text or email. Do you think that this will be able to take care of snow days? Do you ever see a time where it's like, horrible, horrible snow day? See you online, kids. Like, couldn't we do that?
You could.
Like, I'm not trying to make it horrible for you. Like, when I grew up,
snow days were awesome. I'm going to bitch
and complain. Never had them.
Oh, did you not? That sucks.
Never had them.
Bad.
It was school every day. If it snowed a lot, you just walked. I lived around the corner. Like, we didn't have school buses in those days. Yeah.
So you walked. Yeah. Being a country kid, no, snow days.
But what about, do you know how many kids live around Harry J. Clark?
Awesome.
It's like in a subdivision. Yeah. Kids could still walk. But
yeah, and I think some do. It's, again, your choice. Snow days, I don't. Unless it's for a prolonged period of time, I think snow days will continue to be snow days.
That'll just be a set number and whatever. Okay.
Is there a set number even?
I don't know. It just strikes me that if you don't get so many days in class, I'm sorry, grade 4, you don't graduate. We're not sending you to grade 5.
It's not like this hasn't happened before where there's been strikes and protests. Mm-hmm. Up until last year, for the last 2 years, we didn't have the option of online learning, and kids made it through.
That's why I'm saying. So now, since kids know about it, if you know on a Wednesday, for example, that a horrible storm is going to come through on Thursday, may likely, because we often do know. It's not very often we get surprised.
It might be more a case of, you know what, we'll put some assignments online.
Yeah, and work on it tomorrow, and then we'll take it on Friday. I can just see that. I just think that's a better use of time.
I can't see the online.
Yeah.
Everybody log in. Because again, it comes down to technology availability, right? If a kid doesn't have...
I keep taking for granted everybody's got it, and you're right.
And they may have it, but to accommodate an entire household, it is handy to have a few extras.
Well, feel free to send that in and tell me.
Interesting. That is an interesting question.
On my nervous day today, where People Magazine just might finally recognize that I am...
Fingers crossed.
Sexiest man alive.
We'll all say a little prayer for you, Mark.
I don't know. I've been working on it. I've really, really been working hard on it. Haven't I been more charming this year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you believe me. I don't think you believe me.
I don't think you really are trying to be the sexiest man alive, but I find it
a ridiculous thing. That's why I enjoy playing along. It's kind of a ridiculous thing. And every guy who wins it is sort of like, really? Oh.
When I started to find out more about what goes into being labeled, I did too. I started to get a little...
What goes into it?
Tarnished, I guess. Well,
like, what, do you back it now?
It's not like paying for a walk on the Hollywood.
Yeah, like your star.
You have to pay for that because that was a huge letdown. When I learned that, I'm like, what? So if I had that, like, I could buy one if I had millions of dollars or whatever it is to do.
Not even that much.
But the Sexiest Man Alive, I do believe I read somewhere not that long ago that there is, like, you have to, there is a checklist of sorts. Okay. It's not just... Right. Maybe humanitarian work you do on the side, and yes, you look very pretty, or you've done something exceptional this year, and that makes you sexy. There is a bit of a checklist. Like you have to be promoting a movie, you have to be willing to let People Magazine into your home and do all this stuff and talk to your family. Like all these behind the scenes little things that kind of make it a little more commercial. As opposed to...
Oh, yeah. Well, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, People Magazine wants to sell copies of magazines.
Exactly. Of course they do. Yeah. So it's kind of like, so
it's like, okay,
it's not as pure as I thought it was in the beginning. There's a little bit going on underneath.
It always makes me laugh because virtually all of them at this point are, for the most part, has there been an LGBTQ man yet? I don't think there is.
That's a good question.
Because there have been, the ladies are usually split on, like when John Legend won.
Yeah.
He is. And some are like, I can't believe you picked my husband. Like this guy.
Well, okay, that's a good point. Because John Legend, to me, yes, he's an attractive man, but I don't understand why he would be people's sexiest man alive that year. Like, what did he do or what's he been doing? To garner that title.
Whereas Chris probably maybe he was junk.
maybe he just made himself available or kind of got the popularity vote more than actually taking it.
My wife never really paid attention to that. Because she's got me 24/7.
Well, of course.
Until it was coming out and I just mentioned to her about it. And that's when she said, as long as Chris Hemsworth draws breath, he is the sexiest man alive. I don't care, year in, year out. And you can't keep selling magazines with the same guy, but that's what she said. And then Hugh Jackman won the one year.
Yeah.
And she went, oh. Okay, because she really loves The Greatest Showman.
Was it the year that he was, but he's done Les Mis? I was thinking maybe it was the Les Mis year.
He loved it. And she and Steph went and saw him in concert in Toronto.
Wow.
Doing all of the shows and the dance and said it was unbelievable.
Amazing. Oh, it would be. Yeah.
And then now she loves watching Jamie Dornan in all the movies, so she's pulling for him. So now this is like having a horse in the race.
Okay.
I mentioned that, like, it's going to be Jamie Dornan. And I said, no, it's going to be either me or Harry Styles. That's what it's going to be.
Harry Styles has had a huge year. Yeah. So it kind of makes sense that he would be.
But it's funny you say that because I don't think Harry Styles has time to sit down and talk to People Magazine.
No. But if they want to sell magazines, he would be the one. Hey, you go to him then.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have time to sit down for you, then you go wherever he is.
Follow around.
And you make the time for him. Because he has had an incredible year, and he is in the top 5, rumored to be, on tomorrow's cover.
And we'll see. Not Louis Capaldi, which is too bad because he was in his underwear in his video.
He will be, but the thing about People's Sexiest Man Alive issue is, yes, you have the cover, but then it does have dozens within its pages. So he may be, you know what, sexiest funny musician, sexiest musician of 2022.
Because he walked around in his underwear in this video.
Oh, and he is. There's something about humor that makes a guy sexy. But Paul Rudd last year,
for example.
Yes.
Paul
and
Rudd.
I was all over it. I thought, yes, there is a sexy man. And his humor makes it, among other things, definitely.
And also in the top 5,
sexiness.
2 guys, George Clooney and Tom Hanks, both north of 55 years of age. And yet both of them are in there. George Clooney is trying to win for a three-peat, trying to be like a Tom Brady.
And Tom Hanks has never been.
But I don't think he's ever been nominated because he's like Alan Alda
he's like
of
the
sexy,
70s. Nice guy.
He's the nicest guy.
Yes.
He's the wingman. He's not the sexy bad boy. He's the wingman. He's the nice guy you want to bring to the party because he's going to bring his sexy best friend.
But I would say
Tom
he
Hanks.
was sexier like during Big.
And you've got Mail.
And Splash. And even before that, like in the 80s, like Turner and
The Money
Hooch,
Pitch, all that.
Those days. Yeah.
Joe
like when
versus
he was
the
young.
volcano.
Joe, no, don't even bring that up. But
Forrest Gump?
when he was, prior to Forrest Gump, early, like when he was young.
Like Bosom Buddies on TV.
Yes, Bosom Buddies making the switch to movies.
Right.
I'd say that's probably more Tom Hanks sexy. I don't know that he's necessarily sexy.
I mean, they turned to him at 9/11 and said, would you host? Like when that happened, you knew Tom Hanks was the guy.
Because he makes you feel good.
He was the guy.
He's
There's
Mr.
only
Rogers.
one guy. You're right. So that when he plays him, that's the guy.
He's got a new movie coming out where he's not the guy. He's supposed to be a grumpy, curmudgeonly neighbor. And I saw that. I told you about it. I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to do because like Matthau.
Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau, Clint Eastwood type character, not Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is too, you can't.
Yeah. You know who they
he's
should have
not
picked?
the grumpy old man.
You know who should they put? Stanley Tucci. I love that
He would
guy.
have done a better job,
He would have done.
And I haven't even seen the movie, but the trailer,
Yeah.
it's just so hard. It's Tom Hanks playing a grumpy man. It's not
a grumpy guy.
It's not a grumpy character.
Yeah.
It's
so
weird.
we'll have Harry Styles being Sexiest Man Alive.
You think? But The Rock's the top runner.
Yeah,
so I
Dwayne
don't.
Johnson,
I know he's been sexiest before, but again,
they go back and forth.
I think it's going to be one of the
George
two.
won twice. Matt Damon, how many times? Brad
Harry's
Pitt?
young. That's why I don't know if he'll get it.
You can't give me this thing like he's got so many chances.
No,
You
it's
never
not
know.
about having so many chances. I just. When was the last time someone younger was on the cover?
How old is Harry Styles? Is he even 25? About 25?
I think he's 25. Maybe he's older. Maybe I just think he's younger because I'm so old.
Oh, he looks 14.
Because I'm so old, Mark.
Also on there, one of the members of BTS. There are 7
he's
of them.
25. Okay, Harry Styles is 28.
28, yeah, okay, that's perfect,
How many
right?
28-year-olds?
Who is the youngest?
Who is the youngest? Okay,
This
who
is
the youngest?
This is a podcast, everybody. We don't practice
Sexiest
everything.
Man alive.
Ever.
JFK Jr.
Okay, and how old was he?
27.
He was 27 when he won it.
In 1988. The oldest at 59.
Sean Connery?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
59. See, there's hope. I have hope. But after this, I turned 60, and I think my window is closed.
So it's between 27 and 59. See, I thought,
28, Harry
and
Styles.
Harry's 28,
But he
so
had
he
such
could
a
be.
huge year. How do you not? That's just the
did.
way I look at it.
He just seems so young.
So now to not give it to him makes it look like we didn't want to be obvious, or People Magazine has taken its finger off the pulse of the people.
And I didn't even think of Harry Styles
Oh
until
my
you
gosh.
said it.
No, to me, it's just like, wow, what a shoo-in. We'll see.
All
what
right.
do I know?
We'll find out tomorrow. We don't. And
maybe
Keanu
it'll
Reeves.
be fun.
Keanu Reeves has been Sexiest Man Alive.
Yes, he was.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think he had.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I told you,
Because he's in the top 10. He was one of the ones. And
Another
I would,
one.
of course, he's not going to be because I know people love Keanu Reeves, but.
Yeah, he's won once. That's okay. He doesn't need to win
I'm just
twice.
looking at some. Wow. There were some good guys
sexy
on the
guys there. I know.
Sexy guys.
Which is why I believe I should probably be in that company.
For many more reasons than just their looks.
Okay.
I'm going to point
they're
that out.
super guys.
They're just sexy encompasses a lot more than just looks.
Okay, such as?
As I mentioned, their charity work.
Charity work,
What they do aside from the spotlight.
Their heart?
Who they are as a person, as a human
inside.
being.
And the outside.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to close this now. Pay attention.
You sure we're poo-pooing this 4 hours ago, but now
I know, but now I'm all on board.
I'm all in on this. You're going to be texting me all afternoon, other guys.
Do you know who I heard it? Who else it could be?
And then we had some fun this morning with a Reddit list I just want to spend some time on because it's Monday and we want to keep it really positive.
Worth it.
And out came this statement that said, what is awesome has always been awesome and will forever be awesome. And the list went crazy. Everything from meetings getting canceled. Yeah. That's awesome. That has always been awesome, and that will forever be awesome. A nice shower after a long day.
Yes.
Clean sheets.
Definitely.
Music. 3-day weekends. Mm-hmm. This is the one I like too. The first time you hold the hand of the person you like.
Well, you're a romantic, so yes.
It's not like the one you're going to spend the rest of your life with. It's like every time you have a sort of a new crush, that feeling of the first time. Could you say
a first kiss even falls into there too? Like that first kiss.
And the kiss may not be awesome, but that feeling, yes. That awkwardness, that is awesome, has always been awesome, and will forever
be
awesome. Walking out of work that last day before your vacation begins.
Oh my God, there is nothing like it. It's like, start the car.
Doing something that makes a baby flat out laugh.
There is nothing better than baby giggles.
Bonus points if it's repeatable. Like if you can keep doing it, like hide and go seek.
Children's laughter is amazing.
Like when you move your hands and hit your face and they don't think it's always going to be you. Like your face isn't always, they haven't figured that out yet. That's so good. First cup of coffee in the morning, of course, made it.
100%.
Winning the battle with cancer on that list.
That will always be awesome, yes.
Watching kids on Christmas morning.
Yes.
The look on my daughter's face as she's running toward me when I pick her up from kindergarten, which is awesome, always been awesome, will forever be awesome. And we had some listeners do this and stuff. And we don't
similar to that is the kids hugging. When you were doing that list, to me, my children hugging me is always awesome, and it will forever be awesome.
It will forever be awesome.
No matter how old they get, a hug and I tell them that. No one gives the better hugs than you do, so never stop hugging me.
And somebody had on here, Mom.
Of course.
Awesome. Always be awesome. Forever be awesome. Mom.
Always. And your sheets also mentioned on here. Freshly made bed, clean sheets. The sounds and smells of spring. And I said the first snowfall because to me, looking out that window and seeing the first covering, just the first, after that is like, oh God. But that moment is awesome when you see the first few flakes of winter. Sunrises and sunsets, another big one, as is a good night's sleep.
Good night's sleep.
Can you?
What are those like? Text us.
Not having to get up in the morning. Saturday mornings are awesome. Always have, always will be.
Always, forever. Amen. And then today, Tim Hamill, $10,000 ride on Beat the Bank today. Don't feel badly for him, Argentina. He made $625.
He still went away a winner. Yes. Yeah. He didn't hit the alarm.
6 vaults, 7 vaults, I think it was.
$650, $640.
6 and a quarter.
Quarter, 25.
625.
Still over $600.
Guy never played before.
Nope. Got
Every
through
once
today.
in a while, we get those who have never even made it into the radio station. And I know, like Ted, for example, as a listener who will text us once in a while, he's like, come on, you guys. How many phone lines have you got? The answer is not enough.
Clearly.
It's Beat the Bank.
Yes.
Not enough. We know from radio surveys and blah that on average 3% of your audience plays contests. Mm-hmm. You think everybody plays, but think about your own listening habits. How often have you called a radio station? The answer is probably most of you are listeners I never ever have.
Nope.
You think it's interesting, you want to hear it, and that's why, I'm a big fan of content over contest. If it doesn't sound fun on the air, then we're just giving stuff away. So let's make it fun. So Galaxy of Games, we're trying to have fun with it so that even if you're not playing,
because the majority of you play along from home.
That's right. But Beat the Bank, we know, is higher than 3%. It's 80%. Everybody's phoning in on that.
Gets a little busy.
It gets a little cluttered around 7:30. One more Monday, and then it takes a break for 2022, and we'll come back in 2023 as the holiday season will kick off, and we'll get into all kinds of
one more chance to play.
Contesting and contenting. So we'll have that for you. Tomorrow, Jimmy Hollywood's going to take a look at our Take Home Tuesday. later on in the morning, not till Wednesday's show. I think we're going to talk to Jeff Camacho and see how our burgers are doing.
Yes, we're going to check in with him on Wednesday leading into our throwback and find out how they're doing after 1 week. You still have not been together.
My wife texted me. She said, hey, can we go out at lunchtime today to do some stuff? And I'm like, yes. So now we will today. She doesn't know that, but we will
As you
today.
should, because they are delicious.
They are so good.
So good.
And I'm at least going to get a vote today. I'm so excited about it.
I am sure. I have this feeling that I may be dethroned.
I don't know.
This year. It's
I think Jeff will add some of those up, or no, probably not, eh?
What?
The ballots. Like, it's one thing to say how many they've sold.
To know where we're at?
Yeah, who's got the most.
I could see him doing that.
Okay.
Because that's how you know how many you've sold too, right? Mm-hmm. If you count the ballots. So I would think that...
But will he tell us if they've sold 200 already, how many are for you, how many are for me?
I would think he would. He'll break it down for us.
Attaboy, Jeff.
I'm sure he will, because I'm sure he's kind of curious too to know who's ahead.
Well, won't we find out then? Have yourself a great Monday, okay, everybody? Enjoy the weather. It's fabulous. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast back at it tomorrow morning on 95.5 Hits FM at 6. Talk to you then.